low number of red blood cells or low hemoglobin. These are the common problems which are addressed around the world, and billions of people experience this. This condition is known as iron deficiency anemia, a significant global health issue. Did you know that about 1.24 billion people around the world experience iron deficiency anemia, and about 30% of the population experience iron deficiency anemia? And not only this, around 40% pregnant women, they go through iron deficiency, and around 32.5% women who are not pregnant also experience iron deficiency anemia. So based on these research numerical and research data, we can conclude that women, they experience iron deficiency anemia more than men. Hello, welcome to this spectacular video, and in this video we will be explaining and discussing the basic clinical symptoms of iron deficiency anemia. So what is actually iron deficiency anemia? Anemia, the decreased RBCs inside your body, is called anemia. And iron deficiency takes place. Iron deficiency takes place due to the blood loss from your body, right? The body does not get enough iron. It loses too much iron or cannot absorb it properly. That is called iron deficiency. There's not enough iron inside your body, right? Since the RBC production is low, there is reduced carrying of oxygen to the tissues and to the cells, right? And if iron deficiency takes place, there is reduced hemoglobin production or reduced hemoglobin carrying oxygen to the entire body, and this leads to reduced oxygen inside your body. This is called iron deficiency anemia. Another key fact to keep you engaged in this video: it is a significant global health issue, and particularly who are actually prone, based on the research numerical, who are the people who are more suspected to iron deficiency: young or premature or newborns or infants or neonates who are born recently. They experience iron deficiency. Reproductive age of women, since reproduction takes place, there's loss of blood inside your body, right? You can experience iron deficiency. And pregnant women, they experience iron deficiency. So these are the basic research information which will tell you who is more susceptible to iron deficiency: young children, neonates, newborns, reproductive women who are at a reproductive age, and pregnant women. Never forget this information. Now, to keep you updated to this video, we will actually now discuss the clinical evaluation which takes place when we are diagnosing anemia. What are the clinical signs and symptoms? First of all, these are the symptoms which are non-specific. So based on only these symptoms, you cannot conclude that you've experienced anemia, right? These are non-specific symptoms. These are not the key markers of iron deficiency anemia. But you can actually acquire fatigue, you can acquire dizziness, weakness. If you are iron deficient, you will have shortness of breath. And why do we have shortness of breath? Because there's reduced oxygen carrying capacity. There's reduced oxygen to your tissues and to your cells, right? You will experience shortness of breath, right? And pallor, we will discuss pallor in a while, right? So these are non-specific symptoms, right? These are not the key indicators of iron deficiency anemia, right? To keep you engaged in this video, key indicator which will tell you, which will classify that you have iron deficiency anemia is pallor. It is a very significant and important clinical sign that will tell you, that will identify that you are experiencing iron deficiency anemia, right? Pallor of conjunctiva, tongue, nail beds, right? What is actually pallor? Pallor is actually the color, the red color which is present on your skin, that disappears. The pale appearance of the skin takes place. This is your normal hand, right? And if you Mild pallor takes place, some paleness on your hand, some paleness on your tongue, nail beds, conjunctiva, eyes, your eyes become pale. That is the clinical sign of iron deficiency anemia, right? And this severe pallor takes place where you will see pale whiteness on your hand or on your skin. That will identify that you have severe anemia, right? Second, physical signs which will distinguish that you have iron deficiency anemia: angular cheilitis, right? As you can see, these painful cracks on the corners of your mouth, that is called angular cheilitis, right? Painful cracks, redness, inflammation, it will become red. That is the physical sign of angular cheilitis, right? Pollentia. Pollentia is when your nails, that is the nail clinical sign that will tell you that you are experiencing iron deficiency anemia. Spoon shaped, thin or concave nails will take uh, the role, right? You will see your nails will become spoon shaped or thin or concave nails. That is the main physical sign of cholentia. And other clinical sign, you will see dry, your hair will become dry, your skin will become dry. And you focus on these images, you will experience atrophic glossitis, right? Atrophic glossitis is, what is atrophic glossitis? Your tongue, it becomes red, swollen, cracks on your tongue, right? It will become sore, you will have pain on your tongue. That is called atrophic glossitis, right? Alopecia, hair loss will take place, right? You will see significant hair losses inside your on your body, right? Now, iron deficiency in children. Now, what does research suggest regarding iron deficiency in children, right? Research suggests that children with severe iron deficiency anemia, they will have these clinical signs. Of course, pallor, but they will also have they will not gain weight. They'll have poor feeding, irritability, decreased activity. That is the iron deficiency in children. And older children, for example, adults or more, like you can say, more aged children, right? Difficulty in concentrating, headaches, and tinnitus. They will hear ringing sounds inside their ear. That is called the main clinical sign in older children, right? So the clinical signs, they change with age, right? Children and neonates and newborns will have different clinical signs and symptoms, right? And you will see this clinical sign symptom in children, right? Many children with iron deficiency experience pica, right? Pica is eating abnormal food substances which have no nutritional value. For example, ice craving, that is called pagophagia, right? That is, for example, you're eating ice, or you're eating you have urge to eat earth, or you are eating soil, eating clay, eating ice, eating starch which does not have a nutritional value. That is called pica, and this is mostly seen in children, right? Now the interesting part comes here. What are some of the questions or research based questions that many of the people around the world ask? Can iron deficiency anemia occur in newborns, or it is just a theory that it can occur in newborns? It rarely occurs in developed countries, right? Because during second or third trimesters, iron is actively transported across place and the mother is given iron. Even if the mother is deficient, iron is provided in the second or the third trimester so that the fetus can get that abundant amount of iron. And at birth, mother has around 140 to 200 grams per liter of hemoglobin, and that is sufficient. If this is the value mothers have, then full term infants will have adequate iron for at least 4 to 6 months, right? In a way that mother should receive enough iron during second and third trimesters, right? So research says that the mother should receive sufficient amount of iron during their third and second trimesters, right? Hemoglobin levels. What are the hemoglobin levels in males and females, and how can you check that you are experiencing anemia or you have iron deficiency? Males have around 130 grams per liter or 13 grams per dl, right? Or females have 12 grams per dl. And many of the people actually know this, right? Now, how do you know that you are experiencing anemia? Mild, or based on your hemoglobin levels, right? Mild anemia says that if you are experiencing mild anemia, your hemoglobin levels will be around 110 grams per liter, will be around 110 grams liter, equal to or greater than this number. If you are having moderate anemia, your levels will fall below 110. Severe anemia, your levels will come to 80. And children aged to 6 to 59 months, they will experience anemia and their levels will be 11 grams per deciliter, right? So these are research based numbers which you should never ever forget, right? And now, if you have reduced blood oxygen levels, you know that you will have shortness of breath, fatigue, tachycardia, angina, your heart rate will increase, palpitations, and if you have hypoxia, you are exerting increased pressure, or a lot of pressure on your heart, on your chest, but you're unable to get proper breaths. That is called central hypoxia. That can cause headaches, vertigo, lethargy, you were unable to listen properly, hearing problems, cognitive problems, impaired quality of life. And last, the research based question again, which I was waiting for in the entire video: can prevalence of IDA affect regions? Yes, it was found out that most commonly eastern areas, they experience more IDAs than Western European countries, and that is a very common fact. Eastern and Western will have different prevalence of IDA, right? And fun fact, iron deficiency was found in 3 to 48% of healthy European countries children, and 4 to 18 of percent of healthy children aged 6 to 12 months, right? This is a general theory and this general numbers which you should remember. And fun fact number 2 is prevalence of IDA in preschool healthy children in Northern Europe. We are talking about preschool children, right? In Northern Europe, the prevalence was less than 5%, and in Eastern Europe, it was 9 to 50%. So, have you seen that the regions also affect the prevalence of iron deficiency anemia? And who are the most suspected population who experience iron deficiency anemia? So you can see from this chart, right? That's why it's a very interesting chart, and I've kept it at the end of the video so that you can relate to this, right? Children or preschool children 0 to 5 years, they experience 43% of iron deficiency anemia. And then pregnant women, as I said before, they also experience iron deficiency anemia, right? Or a hospitalized population, they also acquire iron deficiency anemia. Or individual aged beyond 60 years, they also experience iron deficiency anemia. And there's a whole chart explaining which populations are more suspected to iron deficiency anemia. So this was a research based video on iron deficiency anemia and its symptoms. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do follow, like and subscribe and share this video, and do subscribe to my channel for more videos. Go ahead and watch my channel Insight Fusion for more simpler animated research based medical concepts and pharmacological concepts. Thank you so much.